afternoon, everyone. Happy Friday. We are back once again today, and we are going to debrief chapter 16. This one is called You Are Co Creating Within a Magnificently Diverse Universe. So, you might be asking or wondering, why are we here again? Well, we're here again because we're showing up for the fact that yesterday we were unable to meet. And why do I want to bring this up? I want to bring it up because it's not about the fact that we did not meet yesterday, it's about the fact that we continued and picked up today. And so I know that sometimes it can be challenging, to accept the fact that, oh, I didn't do something, and we can go to bed giving ourselves a hard time over what we did not do versus looking forward to the next day on how we can be a better person. And look, today we're able to debrief 2 chapters, right? So it's all about, kind of like the book says, just naturally expanding yourself and your desire. We want to make sure that we get this book out the way, debriefed. We want to move on to a whole nother book, right? A whole nother awareness. So we have to, stick with what we said that we were going to do, which is show up. So for chapter 16, some of the things that I got were basically where, I'm sorry, chapter 16. Yeah, chapter 16. Basically, what I understood from here is that everything is always answered for us, right? We are co-creating with a magnificently diverse universe. Diverse meaning what? Meaning that there's so many emotions, so many frequencies, so many vibrations, so many thoughts, so many experiences, so many opportunities. There's so many. That's the diversity of what we find in our environment and the opportunity that we have to create. So what it's telling me is basically saying, hey, Amber, the way that there is sun, there is the moon. The way that there is light, there is darkness, right? The way that there is hot, there is cold. And it goes to show the diversity, right? There's the polarity. So what it's saying is, I don't have to, here we go. Kind of like the positive toxicity or the toxic positivity, right? Where you're happy all the time, and we all know it's bullshit because you really cannot be happy all the time. You gotta have, kind of like the book says, you have to have these contrasting moments for the things that you desire to expand and grow and find a whole new form, right? That's how you go from wanting 100,000 to 1 million, and then from the 1 million to being a multimillionaire, right? It's just always growing. So what it's basically saying is, be aware that there are going to be feelings and thoughts and emotions that you or I may consider negative or unwanted or undesired, but they are there on purpose. They're there on purpose to create this contrast and kind of say, hey, Amber, so you put this desire out in the universe. Is this still kind of what you want? Do you want to put another little mix into the desire? You said you wanted $100,000. Do you want $100,000 at the end of the year? Do you want them monthly? So things happen in order for us to continuously create and upgrade our creation and expand, because the bigger our goal, the bigger our imagination, the bigger our desire, the more we're gonna have to expand as a person to be able to reach that vibration. So basically what it's saying here is, whether things are going right or things are going wrong, everything is going absolutely right. Everything is going absolutely right, based on what we are saying we want. So when we say, I don't want to be broke anymore, you are putting it out in the universe, because the universe doesn't know I do not want. The universe just hears, give me broke, right? So basically, I kind of lost where the hell I was going with that, my bad, but
You're doing
Misty.
great. I love it. Nah, definitely. But you said it, you definitely mentioned a good point, because we definitely have, like, I feel definitely that that's something that is a subject as far as how people, the vibration that we're putting out. A lot of people seem to kind of get that twisted. You know, like you said, you think by saying universe, I don't want to be broke, but yet the vibration that you're sitting in is that broke vibration. So it's really, you know, just switching it around to like just feeling like what you do truly want. And what I really liked about the whole beginning of this chapter, because I love food. I am a chef on the side. So I'm like, ooh, a kitchen full of every ingredient possible that you can imagine. Like that's dope. Like I have everything in here, like all kind of veggies, like ingredients. So I just love the fact that that is the portrait that we have of, you know, just where we are right now, this universe. Like we have every single thing imaginable. And like you mentioned, you know, that you have the contrast, you have things that you may want or might not want, but sometimes you really don't know until you try. You're like, yeah, I don't really like that. And that's how you can move on and move on to something bigger and better as you go through this experience. And at the same point with this, if you do truly kind of already know what you want, the way they explain this in this book is that you have soul power to be able to choose the ingredients that you have along the way. Like, if this is what you want, say that that's what you want and stick to it. You don't have to put in all this other stuff because sometimes we do, you know, it's very hard. There's so much, you know, there we are definitely influenced by the people around us, by what we watch, what we listen to. So that's why it's very, very important for us to pay attention to our surroundings, the people that we are around, because all that really, really, truly does affect us in certain ways. It puts, you know, different images and ideas and feelings as we hear these things. So I think especially as we are um on the path of just expanding our awareness, expanding our experience, it's just so important to really just stay in an environment, like even if you have, and I always wondered why so many people did this. Like I used to hear this a lot just listening to a lot of people where they wanted the change and all they did was like they had their headphones on and they just were like glued to it like 24/7. They were like, you know, away from everyone. And sometimes that's what you really have to do. You have to really brainwash and put yourself in a certain environment and a vibration to sometimes get out of these other, you know, vibrations that you may be caught up in. And I can truly see why, because sometimes you really need to like shut it down. And I've really heard like that trick from so many people that have become truly successful by just like, you know, you continuously give yourself, you feed yourself all that information that you're wanting, and you know you're visualizing it, you're getting that feeling and that focus. Just like they mentioned in the chapter, you know, focus is really what drives these desires. It's like that's like the power turbo fuel. So once you get that going, it's like yes. And I don't know, I know for me personally, definitely like as you get but more and more focused, like you feel it. You're like you want more, and then you know that that's truly where everything starts to expand because you start to see this, you know, image and that feeling, and it just keeps growing. You're like, ooh, but and then I could do this, and then what about this idea, and then it just gets bigger, and I can totally see how you know the expansiveness of the universe is through just my personal experience with some of these things altogether. So it's definitely a beautiful thing. What we have. I don't know if you have anything else to add, Amber, after what I said.
No, you know what? I don't, but I do want to just, I guess, kind of piggyback a little bit what you said in regards to the focus. It says right here, you know, focus activates the law of attraction. And
Hmm.
I had to highlight that because I was like, wow, it isn't just what we're saying. It isn't just what we're thinking. It isn't just what we're feeling. It's what we are focusing on. That's why where they say, you know, where attention goes, energy flows. But this is why. Because it's the focus is that intense with the, for example, you think your man is cheating on you. You don't know, but you think he is. And then all of a sudden you see him take the phone with him late at night to use the bathroom. And you're like, why can't he lay his phone in the room? Why does he have to take his phone? right? And then now you're in the bed just thinking about how you really believe he's cheating on you, because now all of these things are showing an example in you, for you, that he's cheating on you because you're feeling this insecurity. Well, what's happening is that you're focusing so much on it that the universe is giving you all of these small little things to just confirm what you're thinking. So it's focus. So when you feel
Mm-hmm.
yourself being upset, when you feel yourself being sad, when you feel yourself, feeling lost, it's just kind of like you said, don't mix any more ingredients into what you do want. You're mixing ingredients into your soup at that moment that don't go. You're probably adding too much salt, being salty and shit. You know what I'm saying? Too much spice. So it's taking a step back and saying, okay, what am I adding to my soup right now? Why am I feeling the way that I am feeling? And how can we go ahead and not ignore this feeling and not say it doesn't exist and not say it's a negative thing, but say, how can I use you to serve me? Because you're coming up for a reason. You're coming to show me something. So what is this, so that I can remove it from my soup and start all over again if I have to. So that was basically where I just wanted to kind of piggyback. But I think that everything that you said was just on point, Misty. So I really appreciate you kind of just taking it off, as soon as I was like, wait, where was I going? So thank you so much.
No, thank you. No, anytime, girl. Yo, it happens to me too. So I'm here any moment I can catch you, and you can fall on me anytime too. So yeah, you always got my back too. So it's not a problem at all. I truly appreciate this time with you. And I really like what you mentioned just kind of in the beginning as far as just you know what I mean, just always showing up, the you know what I mean, just letting whatever be, and just really just trying to strive to be, make tomorrow like a better you, a better day, just really just continuously pushing for expansion and just becoming a better version of yourself. And truly that's really what it's all about. It's not about beating yourself up about what you didn't do, what you could have done. It's too late. All you can do is move on and just do your best to do better the next day. And we did. We were like, all right, let's see if we can do 2 chapters in one day. We did. And now we can celebrate. So yeah, that's what it's all about. It's all about, just getting better at becoming better at this experience, and at creating, and just enjoying this co-creative universe all together. I'm just loving it.
Me too, me too. Thank you so much, Misty. Thank you, everybody that came on here today. Like Misty always says, let us know, drop some messages, on the DMs or comments if you guys want to know a little bit more, or just let us know what you thought about this debrief. Have you read this chapter? If so, what are some things that you would like to share with us? And with that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing afternoon or morning, wherever it is that you are at around the world. We will come back to you guys again tomorrow with another debrief. And we will talk to you guys soon. Thank you.
All right, bye.